Hello? Yo, what up? Can you guys hear me? I just got a drink from the store, and bro, they're fucking releasing Dragonflight in November. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Like, November 28th, yeah, I know. That is crazy, man. Like, I didn't expect it to be that fast. Yeah, it's almost next month, man. Like, I was like, oh, it's gonna be for a bit. Dude, I gotta start playing retail again. I actually gotta start farming. This is nuts. It looks suspicious too fast? Nah, I don't think so, man. Like, I'll talk about it in a bit, right? I don't think so, because, like, you think about all the stuff that made... like Shadowlands and BFA take longer. It's like min-maxing Torghast, minimizing like all of this other bullshit. So like there are like a lot of systems that Blizzard put into WoW, and those systems ended up causing it to take forever. You see what I'm saying? Pre-patch comes late October. Yeah, I just gotta start playing. Have you watched a dev update for New World? No, I haven't yet. I have not. Mainstream as soon as possible. I'll do mainstream whenever I want. Yeah, you just follow my Twitter and you get any updates that you want. I think that's a good idea. I'll do all that stuff. Did you see the Overwatch 2 phone number shit? I mean, I did see it. I don't think the phone number thing is that big of a deal. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't. As somebody who has two-factor authentication on everything that's effectively my phone number, I don't know. I like, in a two-factor world, I just don't view needing a phone number to be on an online game a massive thing. Yep. That's the way I see it. Am I crazy? Smurfs or Malding, it's kind of necessary. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I don't see it's a big deal. Now, like the recording your conversations, that's kind of a lot. I don't know how I feel about like them recording your voice chat conversations. It's like, it does make me a bit uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, necessary? Yeah, that's bad. That's like kind of... Doesn't PlayStation always do that? Yeah, don't use your voice chat then? That's the way that I see it, right? It's like, they obviously, I mean, you have the right to be able to do that, and it's like, I don't know. Valorant also does that. I mean, I don't really ever use the voice chat anyway. I never really, like, it's just like them recording all of your conversations and it's like just stated. Yeah, it makes me a bit uncomfortable. Is it something that I'm gonna like freak out about? No, not really. I mean, it's just, I think it's kind of weird. That's about it. The reason why I'm doing this right now is because I want to get honored with Kirin Tor, and also Dumbo is still level 79, so I've got time. Did you watch the Dragonflight dev trailer thing? No, I'm gonna watch that in just a little bit, okay? Like, I know obviously a lot of y'all want me to see that. You know, we're just gonna have to find out. Like, I'm gonna look at that probably in like maybe, I mean, I'll be able to finish this probably in like 5 minutes. And like, as soon as I get this done, then we'll go ahead and we'll get work done. You have locked doors in your bathrooms, you have nothing to hide. Yeah, but like your bathroom is like your own personal house, right? It's like I don't know, I mean, it's like using the voice chat. Is it something that does more harm than good? I don't know. But yeah, I'll say I think the phone number thing's not a big deal at all.
King's honor, friend.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Friend.
You're interested in getting Brewfest mounts at all? Yeah, I was. I was like 14 years ago. I got both of them. And I was pretty happy about it, honestly. Like, I was like, I remember I brought all my friends, like everybody, like, yo, we went in on that. What's up, bitch? Gotcha, bitch. Time to run. You have tutorials for all raiding dungeon mounts? A lot of them, yeah.
Be careful.
It's kind of funny to think that there actually might be people that are going to go back and watch some of my old videos on how to do these things. I mean, like, so like, obviously whenever McConnell hits 80, I personally think McConnell will be just fine. Like, as soon as he hits 80 to do heroics. I actually, I don't think it'll be a big deal at all. I don't know how many I'll be able to do. I have dinner with my dad in like 5 hours. So we'll at least knock out the big ones, like Halls of Lightning for his axe. I want to do Oculus, etc.
Greetings. Be careful.
Maybe get that healer again. That healer was really good.
Well met. Need help? Go with honor, friend.
What do I gotta do now? I didn't even read it. Salen's broken key. Okay, so I just drop the bomb and blow him up. Okay, that's fine. Gotcha, bitch. Valheim coming to Xbox Game Pass today? Oh, that's great. I'm glad. That's really good. I'm very glad about that. Valheim was so good, man. I just wish there were more, like, the problem is the game has a very sketchy foundation. It's, like, not very good to mod with. If it was better to mod with Valheim, I think that the game would have been way better.
King's honor, friend.
My sad voice?
Light bless you.
What do you mean sad? I'm fine, man. I had a good day. I woke up. I'm chilling, man. I'm the exact opposite of sad right now. Yeah, like, this is, like, I'm fucking happy. Like, Dragon. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit anxious, too, actually. It's not about any stupid shit. It's just about the fact, like, bro, like, imagine what's gonna happen whenever, fucking, like, I gotta get all this dragon fight stuff done. I gotta get work done, man. Would you take 100K guaranteed or coin flip for $1 million? I mean, you coin flip. I mean, like, what do you mean? Yeah, obviously coin flip is better. I mean, how is it not? It's more money. Like, I don't... The thing is, it's not that I am against gambling on, like, a moral level. I'm just against gambling when I lose. I don't like taking gambles that will cause me to lose. Does that make sense?
Something?
So I don't mind gambling.
Safe
Gambling
travels.
is totally fine. It's just that I'm not going to gamble on something that I don't have a high probability of winning at. Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, risks, you're fine. I didn't read that. What do you want me to go over there? You want me to fly over to Caldara? Okay, I'm just gonna fly over there myself. I need to get this up to normal or friendly. Do you have shockwave talent? Nope. That talent is for pussies. Nobody gonna use that stupid ass shit. You think I'm gonna use Shockwave? Nah, bruh. We're big dicking it. That's not gonna happen. Of course I don't use Shockwave. What are you, a loser? Now, to be fair, I do think that using Shockwave would not be the worst decision I've ever made. However, oh fuck. Which ones of these can I get rid of? I guess I can abandon this one. Abandon this one too. Traversing the rift.
Safe travels.
Oh, let me go, I guess, turn this one in.
Well met.
Okay.
Go with honor, friend. For the Alliance.
I hate this quest log shit. It's so annoying.
Hey there.
I actually have to
See you
get. Oh
around.
my god. Are you kidding me?
Have a good one.
I'm gonna have to just do some of them and then come back. Because I don't want to abandon my other quests. Grinding rep? Yeah. I'm gonna get my rep up. So my plan is, like, basically I just want to... I want to get all these things done, and then after I do that, I'll be able to do, like, whatever I want. And I'm also not going to give a fuck about doing anything on my alt character. And to be honest, I don't really need to, because my alt is going to be also a tank, and so, like, a lot of the secondary stuff that I do is good for tanks as well. So I don't really need to worry about it that much. Like, you know, I'm going to have the Sons of Hodir enchant. I'll be accepting, guys, I am accepting donations for Sons of Hodir items. I need to get, there's a lot of them I need. Actually, I don't know why I'm even trying to kill these guys. There's no reason to. I forgot I wasn't leveling anymore. Do I have inventory space? Yeah, I do actually have a lot. Okay. Throw that away. Okay. Oh, I need to do this too. Since when is I 80? What do you mean? I've been 80. I got 80 yesterday, man. Like, I cleared every heroic in the game. What do you mean? When was I 80? It was easy. You just go over there and you do it. Like, I hopefully can get that Warlock today, too. Well, actually, no. Loy said he wanted to go. We might take Loy. I just worry, like, I hope we'll have damage enough for it. McConnell probably could do some good damage. I mean, Red is really good in this expansion. Should be no big deal. And also, it's heroics. I mean, like, let's say we don't clear it quite as fast. I mean, who gives a fuck? It's gonna be fast anyway. Need to do this. We're start taking too much damage from tanking and rage with revenge spec. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely probably true. It depends on the fight. So, like, let me talk about some different fights that I'll use revenge spec on. So I would use it on Anubra Khan. I'd use it on Faralina. I would use it on probably Noth. I would use it on Gothic, Four Horsemen, Grobulus for sure, and probably also maybe Thaddeus, I don't know, and maybe Kel'Thuzad. No, not Kel'Thuzad, because he casts spells. Excuse me. So like that's how I would plan it out in my mind. Hmm. There's another one. I like this stream because it's good. That is true. I also just need to get more gear in general. I got a new weapon last night. If nobody saw this, I got this axe from Hodir, Revered. Now my best axe that I want is actually from what the fuck's it called? It's from that one guy in Oculus. It's a better axe, but this is good enough, and so like I'm not really expecting that one to drop. Like obviously I'll do it until it does, but I mean who knows when that's gonna be. But yeah, after I get all this stuff done, I will I'll look at the Dragonflight stuff because I know obviously a lot of people are gonna want to see that. Okay, I already did that one. These guys drop a quest item. I'm not gonna worry about them right now. Just gotta keep waiting. Have you done your Ashes run for the week? No, I'll do it later. Like later on in the week, I mean, not today. I feel like one thing that I forgot about like what it was like is that my class actually feels fun to play. And it sounds like kind of a dumb thing to say, but like it's like I like actually just doing things with my character. And imagine that, yeah, and like that's one of the things, like I do feel like having stuff like tier gear and everything and like other types of like bonuses and just like giving you control over your character is like super important. Like in, I don't know, I feel like in Shadowlands you didn't really have that as much, like especially for like the first half of the expansion. It was just kind of like you didn't have control over anything. Well, am I done with that one? Looks like I am. The Nexus, what's this? Oh, this is a fucking, it's a dungeon quest, okay. Did you find a protodrake? No, I didn't. I haven't tried to be fair. Okay. I probably wouldn't be able to because there's like probably so many people trying to get it. Must be heavily camped, yeah.
Light be with you. Light bless you. Greetings.
Okay.
Be careful.
I'm almost on normal.
You need something? Safe travels. See you later.
I'll just keep doing the quests that they give me. It's kind of annoying how I can't get all of them. Okay. Where are these guys? Can you show your gear? Yeah, I will whenever I get started with heroics. That way you guys can get an idea of what we're working with here. My gear is pretty good. Like I didn't get like a lot of crazy items. I got like the thing is, like if I was to get one item out of all the heroics and everything, I did get that item. This was the item I wanted more than anything. Just because of how high its stamina is. It's just it's the best. So like I mean I did get one good item for sure. Depending on Wiener Schnitzel, I don't know what that is. Grayson 74 has been big dick. Yeah, no, I played pretty hard. I mean, I played a lot. So it's no surprise that like I'm gonna be ahead of a lot of people. The thing is, like, my plan is like I want to be done with this game by next week. You know, I want to just put this behind me, just beat this game and then quit. That's how I do shit. Yeah, and so I want to be like ready and like not really quitting, but like I don't want to feel like I have to log on to do stuff. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to feel like, oh man, like I've got to log on and do this thing because, you know, if I don't, then I'm not ready. You know, I want to have it, I want to put it in maintenance mode. And like the way I do that is so like the things I need to really have ready is I need to get I already got Hodir. Like I just need to buy the stuff for Hodir. It's not a big deal. And then after I buy the Hodir stuff, then I think really that's about it. I'm trying to think about it. I actually think that's about it. Just buy relics, you got gold. Yeah, I'm just waiting. I bought a lot of them to get to Revered. I'll probably buy more of them. What's your most wanted item? I think the gloves off of Gundrak would be really nice. I really want those gloves. How do I get arcane splinters? Oh, it's from the dungeon. I'm just going to abandon the dungeon quest. Like, I'm just not going to do them right now. Interdimensional rift sealed. Wait, what? Oh, this is... I know what this is. Let's be entertaining. You just grind for stuff's sake, getting it done. Compromise your stream.
Need help?
Well, the thing is, like...
Light bless you.
Oh, did I just pick up the same quest I just had? Yeah, I did. Like, whenever I'm streaming this game, my goal is not necessarily to be, like, super entertaining. Like, I don't worry about that as much.
See you around. You need something? Have a good one.
So it's like, if it's not massively fucking entertaining, like, I'm just there to play the game and chill. That's my goal. Are any of the heroics remotely challenging? Yeah, I think they are. I mean, there's some pretty hard achievements especially. Wait, these guys drop frostberries? No, they don't. Wait, what? Do I have to kill this guy or something? Oh, I thought maybe it's the other guys that dropped their quest. Did these guys maybe do? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I gotta collect 10 of these. You have to skin them, the berries are in the bushes? Yeah, okay. Oh god, that's why I was confused. I was like, skinning them, like, what the fuck? I'm going fast. Oh, I've gotta get my second character up to 80. I'm gonna start working on that tonight. Get him leveled up. Maybe get him 74 today. I'm not really sure yet. I'll buy him both of his heirlooms this week. I did the math on it, and it will be a time improvement. You know, a net time positive. I also don't really know what else I'm gonna get for Nax, because I'll probably just do more heroics over time. So there's no reason really for me to feel like I need to like farm it out right now, because it's gonna be like a week or something like that until Nax comes out. I mean, Nax comes out a week from today, so like how much can I get done in a week? A lot. Heirlooms are good for time saving, yeah. Also, I want to get what's the level that I need to get my professions at to where I can get the glove and the fucking belt buckle? Because that's all I care about. $400? Okay, so you just need you don't need 425 or 450. You just need 400. You just done, that's it. Because if that's true, I'm just gonna do that. Let's get that hurricane. Oh, for sure, man. Like, good luck on that. Shit sucks. I gotta get the strike. Where's he at? I thought they were right here. There's one. Maybe I'll go for this one. There's one. Gotcha, bitch. What am I doing? I'm just doing these quests so I can get up to friendly with Kirin Tor. As soon as that's over, I'm done. Yeah, that's my plan. Where's this NPC? Korastraza. Upper rings of the Nexus, okay. When does Nax release? It releases a week from today. No rep for that one, fuck.
Hey there. See you later. Hello. See you around.
Okay, so should I do this one again? I guess I probably should, right? I'll do it later. I got only one for Kirin Tor there. I just hope all I want to do is get friendly and then I'm done. Easy daily. Yeah. Nope. How come McConnell's in voice chat? McConnell's trying to level. He's trying so hard. He's probably not even 80. No, he's gonna be there soon though. As soon as he's 80, we do heroics. I think I've got a flask for him and shit too. Yeah, I've got flasks for him. Like, we're good. It's actually good that it's gonna take him a while because that'll give me time to talk about the Dragonblight stuff. Or Dragonflight stuff. It's got even more confusing now that we've got fucking this expansion out too. Azure Codex, I'm gonna kill this guy. You see Internet Historian new video? Yeah, I saw that. I'm not going to look at it today, but I will look at it. Right now, I'm working on this. Okay. This is from these two assholes, right? Yeah, okay. It's a 1 hour video? Yeah, I know. It's an Internet Historian video. I've no doubt that it's really long. Okay. Wait, and do those quests while you're leveling? because it was not efficient. And also, like, the amount of time this takes me, like, I'm gonna have plenty of downtime at max level. It's better to get max level as fast as possible, that way you can get as many lockouts of gear as you need. Like, I have a very, you know, to some people I have a very odd way of playing the game. Because I'm very much, like, kind of a min-max. I'm like a mid-level min-maxer. Like, I'm not like an Omega min-maxer where, like, I planned out my leveling route and everything. But I'm like a mid-level min-maxer. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty fair. Somewhere around there. Yeah, min-maxer. Yes. Like, I care about being efficient, but I also view the time invested into the act of being efficient as a lack of inefficiency. So, like, if something will take longer for me to plan than it will take for me to do, I will not do it. Because it will be an overall time loss. Also enjoyment too. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously sometimes I do things that I find are fun or whatever, but it depends on really what it is. I'm in max within the scope of how to get the game intended to be played. If 79 is stronger than 80, and you have to circumvent game systems to utilize the benefit, I'll ignore it. Yeah, I mean, like, that's... What's going on here? Okay, just run back, I guess. So how many extra gem slots do you get? As a blacksmith, you get 1, or is it 2? I know it's like your bracer gem slot, and then, like, maybe gloves? Is it bracer and gloves? Bracer and belt? No, belt, you can do belt. Anybody can get the belt, though. Am I wrong? Yeah, like, I thought it was bracers and gloves, and the belt one is for... it's gloves and bracers. Okay, so I was right then. Okay. Wait, so I can't... Well, this is not good. How the fuck can I get down from here? Scale Sworn Elite slain. I'm too far away. Got it. Okay. So I guess I have to go back up there and kill those. Are these melee? I'm just worried they're not melee. I mean, okay, so I just have to take res sick. I mean... Okay, alright. Great, now I can't play the game for 10 minutes. Super cool.
day to you. Have a good one.
Time for reacts. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, let me do this, and then I'm just gonna do reacts. It's just so fucking annoying. You sound burned out? I mean, anybody would be burned out after that. It's fucking annoying. Like, my character randomly dismounts with no... Like, I get disconnected, and then I get randomly dismounted. I fly up there. There's no indicator of how to do the quest. It just says, go kill the dragons. I fly up to kill the dragons, and then whenever I do that, I get dismounted and die. Yes, of course I'm fucking annoyed. It's fucking it's fucking obnoxious. Okay, well, at least I can do this while I have res sick. Okay. Yeah, I don't like, I fucking hate that shit, man. Yeah, I get tilted really easily. I get mad really easily. I hate that shit. I don't like to have any like any bullshit like that happen, especially whenever I know that my time now I've got to spend 10 minutes doing nothing. It's worm rest accord wrap. It's the wrong wrap. Okay, let's see. At least that's almost neutral now, which is good. So, is that it? Do I have any more quests?
Greetings.
Postponing the inevitable.
Light bless you.
I guess, I
Need
mean,
help?
maybe I should just pick these up, and I mean, I can do these
Go
in
with honor,
heroic,
friend.
right? So I can just do these quests in heroic, and I should be fine.
How are you? See you later.
Okay. And that'll get me... Yeah, that'll get me there. I should be fine. Okay, good. Let me fly back over and we'll talk about the dragonflight stuff, because obviously I
Hey
can't
there.
play the game anymore.
See you around.
Okay. Alrighty, oh, res yeah, I saw this res sickness got changed on the beta. I'm at 50% durability. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, res sickness, it's just like 10-minute res sickness is fine. Jumping puzzle, made you AFK for 10 minutes. Like, I mean, it's always AFK for 10 minutes. I'm doing that right now. Keep in mind how people are going to use this for speed running leveling. Yeah, I mean, I just, like, I don't mind this. Like, if somebody wants to use res sick or something like that to level faster, I mean, like, that sounds like kind of, you know, that's their own prerogative, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, like, they're going to do what they want to do. Just a minute. Let me put on some music and I'll talk about some of this stuff. Okay, guys? Give me 1 second. Okay. Alright, let's look at what we've got here. Yeah, dead maxing, exactly. Just remove it. I mean, I think that 1 minute, like, it's like at that point, why is it in the game? I don't really know. It's like res sickness, I think, is like another one of those things that's like a holdover from like old MMOs that's just like, hey, we're gonna punish you because you died, and we're gonna punish you even more because of that. Like, I don't really see how this is gonna really make the game better or anything. I've always thought res sickness kind of sucked. So it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Remove it in Classic Plus. Yeah, something like that. Happy with that. That res sickness lasted way too long. Yeah, sure. There goes one way I underpowered myself for certain situations. Yeah, people did use res sickness for certain things. Is this repair gold sync? Yeah, I feel like most people probably take res sickness once every 6 months, so that's probably not going to happen. So we've got here today, we've got a big patch, big trailer. Dragonflight is coming out on November 28th. I am in shock. I'm going to be honest. I am absolutely in shock. I'm amazed. I thought they were going to release it on, like, December 30th or something like that. This is a lot faster than what I had expected. And Blizzard has put out a trailer about this. We're going to look at it, and a couple of other things as well. A pre-patch October 25th. I don't know if that's actually true or that's just that's a rumor. But let's go ahead and let's take a look at the video here, and we'll talk a little bit about the expansion. Discover Dragonflight.
The Dragon Isles have awakened and beckon the Dragonflights home. The future will unfold as it was meant to.
Was that Alexstrasza?
Open your mind to what is yet to come.
Oh, I killed that guy. It's a cool mount. The new storm elementals look really cool.
Events are unfolding that imperil us all. The threat is greater than you know, young ones. We must join forces and strike now. You balance.
Is that Rathian? Oh, that's all the dragon aspects. Holy shit.
All that matters is this moment.
That seems fine to me. Yeah, it's all right. Okay, cool. I mean, great. I'm excited. I mean, like, it's like maybe it would be cooler if there was like some more stuff besides. I mean, like, so there is gonna be dragon riding. I think that this has been established by this trailer that we will in fact have dragon riding. I don't really see how this is not going to be surprising, but yeah, there you go. Of course that's going to happen. No personal loot anymore. We're going to look at that. So I wish they would show a little bit more of like the different dungeons, etc. But I think this is fine. The main concern that I think a lot of people have with Dragonflight, and I think this is fair, is like what's happening besides dragon riding. Like, is there any like new like addition to the game? Are they adding in like let's see some of these you know, these raids? Let's see like kind of what's happening, right? And I think obviously, you know, whenever you look at it and it's like, okay, so the main expansion feature is like flying around. It's been in the game for 15 years. What a surprise that they're able to release it pretty early. Yes, I think that's not a surprise at all. However, I think that it's just going to take time, and we're going to have to wait and see what's actually going to happen, how things are actually going to go. But, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, show raids in the announcement? Yeah, I mean, I think showing the raids and, like, fighting against some big bosses would be cool. I mean, yeah, this is fine. Just make WoW 2. Yeah, it is. I mean, sure, it was nice. I mean, you get to see. I mean, I think the zones look really nice. I mean, yeah, overall, everything looks good. You got Alexstrasza. I mean, everything about this is fine. I think the dragon riding thing is really cool. The only concern that I said I had, right, is that, like, whenever we have an announcement for the expansion and, like, the announcement trailer, and 80% of the announcement trailer is fancy flying, I don't know. I mean, like, you know, it does make me a little bit nervous, but we'll see what happens. I mean, the thing is, like, if the game doesn't have a lot of content or there's not a lot to do, it's not that big of a deal. You just play something else. I don't really care that much about it. So I think that's obviously, you know, that's obviously what I think a lot of people are going to do, because there's a lot of games out there, and I would rather Blizzard do something small like dragon riding than do something big like Torghast and make it mandatory. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have too little of a good thing than too much of a bad thing. And I feel like that's kind of, I mean, like, those are both kind of bad options, but you know, that's kind of what I would rather see right now. Let's see. I'm both hyped and worried. I'm hyped because the Zone's talents, Mythic Plus, PvE gear looks amazing. I'm worried they have enough time for tuning on the talents. We'll see. Well, this person obviously has never played World of Warcraft before. I'm worried because I don't know if they've had enough time to tune the talents and everything. Well, no, they haven't. That's what the fucking game, that's what the game's for, okay? Yeah, they're gonna be broken. It's gonna be great. So hopefully my class is more overpowered than theirs is. Look warm to this expansion after BFA and Shadow ends, keeping my expectations low. I think there's a lot of people that feel this way. I mean, like, I'm not surprised. I don't blame them. Really excited expansion takes us back to Azeroth and our dragons. Also, the music sounds hype. Yeah, I think that everything about the trailer is, you know, it's a back to basics type of expansion. It's kind of like, I remember, ironically, in Wrath of the Lich King, like, you guys might not remember this, but in Burning Crusade, like, the game got to be, like, very space alien type thing with, like, the, you know, Kael'thas and, like, these floating castles and like, these, like, mana forges, and then you have Kil'jaeden coming through the Sunwell, and it felt like it was almost going in, like, a sci-fi direction. And back whenever BC was out, a lot of people were a little bit put off by this, and Wrath of the Lich King was actually sold as kind of a return to Azeroth, a return to more grounded themes, etc. So it seems like Dragonflight, they're trying to do that with that too. I mean, like, obviously Cataclysm had that a bit. You had, I would say, they kind of tried to do that with BFA, but it didn't really work. But, I mean, I think in some ways it did. Yeah, it wasn't BFA as well. Yeah, I was thinking about BFA too. So they've tried this before. It's been hit and miss, and so we'll just have to see what happens. They introduced Dragonflight Classic already. Neat, pretty much expected time frame and rather fitting too. I think so. It's very fast, very early. It's more than, it's faster than what I had expected. Let me just go ahead and look at what people are saying about this. So Warcraft. Let's pull it up and see what the audience reception is. So rave release schedule. Oh, let's actually take a look at this. And Dragonflight, yeah, this is the one. All right. No bullshit systems and legendaries to tune, so it'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. I think that people really downplay the amount of time that kind of stuff takes. Okay, I just want to make sure that McConnell hadn't hit 80 by now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here. Give me fucking 1 second. Sorry, I'm like getting confused. All right, so Dragonflight arrives November 28th. They're also adding an experience buff that begins on October 4th. I think this is a good thing. Adding in experience buffs just to get people to come back into the game. They are minimal levels of FOMO that I think provide a overall positive for the game, although they can be annoying if you miss the time frame to do it. So yeah, I think that's generally the way that I see it. Also, let's see here, raid opens December 13th. So that means that obviously if they're releasing Mythic a week after, it's going to be on the 20th. So it looks like all the World First guilds are probably going to be raiding on Christmas. I think that obviously kind of sucks for them, but you know, you obviously, I mean, you can't like in my opinion, it's the same. Oh, it comes out, the Mythic comes out the same day now. Oh, really? I haven't seen this yet. Okay, all right, let me read this real quick. New Vault of the Incarnates. So this is the new raid here. The Primalist breached the Titan prison they used to hold the Incarnates from millennia. Razagath performs a foul ritual to unleash your siblings so they can together purge the worlds of the Titan's influence. Heroes of Azeroth have to stop this shit. Okay, yeah, sure. Raid release schedule. Week of December 12th. Normal, Heroic, and Mythic Vault of the Incarnates will open with the weekly maintenance for each region. And then Vault of the Incarnates Raid Finder 1 is the week after, and then Raid Finder 2, and then Raid Finder 3. Of course, that's fine. Cross-faction Mythic Vault of the Incarnates will be available from the start. Hall of Fame entries will require at least 16 out of 20 raiders to be in the same guild and faction to be eligible for rewards. I mean, I don't really give a shit about it. I think that's fine. I would rather, like, this is like my mindset on this is like, I think that they should make it cross-faction right from the beginning. And it's like, if you care a lot about it, buy a transfer, and that way you can get it. Like, it just seems way better, and it seems way easier to do. Because, like, the game nobody plays, like servers, again, are just like it. They are an archaic limitation on gameplay. They are a technological limitation that serves no gameplay goal. They do not improve the experience of the player. They do not make the game better by sectioning out player bases and making this artificial barrier between them to where they can't play with each other in certain ways. I think this has just harmed the game. It has not helped anything. So I'm very glad to see this. I think this is a very good thing. So yes, it seems like we are going to get cross-faction Mythic earlier, and we're not going to have to wait for the top, you know, like 100 shittiest Alliance guilds, which is probably about 95 of them, to finally figure out how to do the raid. So this is a big improvement. I'm glad to see this. It is cross-faction. Yes, exactly. Cross-faction as well. Yeah, that's great. They're giving us too much info, meaning no spoiling for us. Personally, they're not giving us too much info at all. Like, they're saying, hey, this is the new raid. I don't think there's too much info with this in any capacity. New dungeon rotation. So these are going to be the new dungeons that we're getting. So these obviously, these 4 Ruby Life Pools, Knockhood, Offensive, Azure Vault, and Algalar Academy, all of these are the new dungeons, okay? And we're also getting 4 old dungeons. We're getting Halls of Valor, big pog. Big, big, big good. We love Halls of Valor. And what do we love even more than Halls of Valor is Court of Stars. Court of Stars was fucking amazing. It was probably one of my favorite dungeons. Like, it's very hard. I feel like in Legion, like Vault of the Wardens, Maw of Souls, and Court of Stars were fucking insane. I love those dungeons, man. I thought they were so fun. Yeah, it's bad for Mythic Plus? Wait, what? You think Halls of Valor and Court of Stars are bad for Mythic Plus? Dude, I thought they were great. Yeah, they were awesome, man. What do you mean? Tyrannical Hirsha? Yeah, but like that was just because she put that lightning shit on people. Like they can tune that again. It's not a big deal. Yeah, Halls of Valor Tyrannical one-shots on first boss. On first boss, it was mainly, yeah, it was the Valkyrie, the one on the left that was like really hard to deal with. But anyway, Court of Stars was amazing. We also have Shadow Moon Burial Grounds from WoD, and they're bringing in Temple of the Jade Serpent, which is really crazy to me because Temple of the Jade Serpent, this was before Mythic Plus even existed. It predates Mythic Plus by 2 expansions. This was in challenge modes. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with that. Now, personally, I love doing Temple of the Jade Serpent. I thought it was one of my favorite dungeons. I do think that, however, whenever you go back and you look at the mechanics that Temple of the Jade Serpent had, it's very minimal compared to what we have now for Mythic Plus, so I'm curious to see if they're going to change some of the design. Jade Serpent was 3 pulls in challenge mode? It was 4. Because you would take the elementals to the boss, and then you would take all of the mobs down to the, all the cranes and everything down to the fucking, like, the 2 guys. And then you would take all of the mobs in the middle down to the boss in the middle. And then you would do the, well, you do the boss, and then you would take the 3 mobs. You'd either do, like, the death skip, or you would, you know, invis through it, or there's a lot of ways you could, like, pull them across. And there's many ways. And then you do the boss, depending on if you needed the credit or not. Usually you didn't. Yeah, I remember doing this very, very well. I did challenge modes. For anybody who doesn't know, like, I did challenge mode dungeons in Mists of Pandaria on every single character, with gold mode and everything. I actually have the realm first for it as well. And so I did a lot of these. And if I ever do the first, you know, story of Asmongold and Mists of Pandaria, you guys will see that. So yeah, let's go back over and look at this. Mythic Plus in Season 1 will also begin the week of December 12th. Okay, that's great. Mythic Plus dungeon affixes. We're introducing a new affix, but necrotic and inspiring affixes won't be making an appearance. I kind of... Back in Legion, I can't speak to BFA and I can't speak to Shadowlands as much, but back in Legion, I actually liked necrotic. I thought necrotic was an interesting affix. Nowadays, I feel like tanks kind of hate it. The fact is, like... Everything played way differently back in Legion, so necrotic was not that bad. And I tanked, yeah, I thought it was interesting. It was like the worst one. Yeah, I liked having it in Legion. I can't say that it was good in Shadowlands, because I didn't tank in Shadowlands really at all. So I don't know. And anyway, VOA or Alcatraz, what was bad? I mean, again, if you were talking about the old dungeons, I would say, like, yeah, I thought they were fine, but the new ones probably not. Anyway, let's go talk about, there's a bug on my hand. Look at the little bug. Wow. Go in the garbage can. You're gonna live there now. Okay. Anyway, so rewarding Season 1 ahead. Dragonflight Season 1 familiar feature, exclusive mounts like Ahead of the Curve, Cutting Edge, Keystone Master, rewards for Mythic Plus, and Gladiator rewards for PvP. Okay, so this is the FOMO stuff. Obviously, we have to farm all of this stuff out. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'll try to do it whenever I can. There be dragons. Okay, that's great. And let's see what people have to say about this. Tim's happy. Logo's a dragon. We're ready to take flight. That's cute. Mayland, yeah, this is about them not wanting to release holiday season. My opinion with this is that if the raid is tuned in a way that people have to raid during Christmas for the world first race, the raid is unnecessarily hard. It's coming out on the 12th, right? The 12th to the 13th? That's over 10 days until Christmas. Like, they should be done with that by, and in my opinion, I think you should be able to clear the raid in the first week. If it takes more than a week's worth of gear to clear the raid, it's probably overtuned. It's too much. Like, you don't need to make the raid so fucking hard and spend all this time and investing all this effort into min-maxing the fucking balance for a raid so 2 guilds can clear it and then you nerf it anyway. This is not a good use of the player's subscription money, okay? It's just not. They have 13 days, no shot it's gonna last that long? Yeah, exactly. Reset day is perfect time. Yeah, sure. I mean, like, maybe with reset day or something like that. But I just feel like if, easy is boring, bro, like, it's not easy. It's easy for them because they play the game fucking 16 hours a day. It's not easy for you. You're not saying it's easy. You're not even doing the raid. Like, I don't care what, like, oh, somebody says the raid is easy. Meanwhile, they're not even playing the game. It's crazy how much, it's the people that are eating Cheetos off their fucking belly at the Olympics saying I could do that. Get the fuck out of here. These games, the game's already so fucking complex. You have to do so many things in the game. Holy shit, what are we doing? Are we really gonna say that a game is easy because 25 of the most experienced poop sockers that play the game professionally and have done so for over 10 years are able to clear it within a week? No, that is the worst standard you could possibly use. So yeah, just make it take a few days and that's it. I think that's about all we need. I mean, I think that's something that's good for the actual player base. I don't care about Mythic Raiders. Like, especially, like, I care about Mythic Raiders, but I don't care about, like, fucking top 50 world Mythic raiding guilds feeling like they're being adequately challenged. This is not something that the game needs to balance around. It's unreasonable. It's unfair for everybody else. New loot system for the raid. We're going to talk about the loot system. We're going to go from there, okay? Really, nobody cares about Mythic raiding. They would if it gave cooler items. But overall, yes, I would agree with you. Let's see here. And I'll go down here. I'm not prepared. I'm excited. Let's see. Everybody's pretty much happy about this. Okay, we're ready to race. Yeah, all right. Everybody's happy. And this is good. I'm glad for that. And, you know, I'm excited for the new expansion. Whenever it comes out, I'll be playing it. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Hopefully they don't have a mount that requires scales to make. You need 10,000 scales to make a dragon mount. Yeah, 1 in 20 drop chance. Yeah, it sounds about right. And, yeah, game adding and balancing for streamers. Yeah, exactly. Like, you should just never... Like, the way that the top 0.1% play the game should not be relevant to how the game is designed. Unless the top 0.1% are actually actively affecting everybody else. It's kind of like, for example, you could say how the top 0.01% are affecting everybody else in PoE with, like, super juiced runs because they're able to inject a bunch of currency and items into the economy early on, and it was not reflective of, like, what the actual player base was encountering. But for the most part, whenever you just have people that are playing they're playing in their own lane, doing their own thing, who cares if they beat it a little bit faster? It doesn't matter. I want to see the game be designed for the masses rather than, you know, the minimal amounts of people that are playing it professionally. Like, if somebody plays the game professionally, I feel like you should just categorically discard their fucking opinion about how the game should be designed unless it's something that the player base actually wants. Like, this should not be something that is a goal in your design, is to make somebody who plays the game professionally happy. But we like what? But we like watching World First Race. Well, number one, who's we, and number two, I don't think that watching, like, I don't think that making the World First Race take longer makes it less entertaining, or sorry, makes it more entertaining. I would rather have a short, good World First Race than a long, drawn-out World First Race where everybody is exhausted, tired, they're trying to do, like, raid resets and, like, more heroic split clears. Yeah, I mean, that's not great, man. Yeah, 1 week is good, 2 weeks is too long, 1 day is too short. Yeah, exactly. I think that, you know, a few days or so, you know, getting through the raid, figuring everything out, I think that's very reasonable. Sure. Last race was a disaster. Yes, exactly. And so I think that, again, it should be 1 week. 1 week max. Let's see here. I was going to look at all this. Okay, great. So World of Warcraft, Dragonflight coming out November 28th this year. So what that means, it's in 2 months from now. Literally less than 2 months from now. Because it's the 29th right now. 2 months, and we're in Dragonflight. Holy shit. I am amazed. The leak was right? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be a lot slower than this. Let's go ahead and look at Wowhead. Give me 1 second. Alright, and there's also something else I wanted to show you guys here. And let's see if I can find it. Blizzard has revealed... Here we go. Blizzard has revealed that Vault of the Incarnates will be exclusively group loot with no option for personal loot. Blizzard will be looking into feedback to improve the system before the release of Dragonflight. No personal loot. Now, this is what my opinion is on this stuff. I think that you should allow groups to make a decision on what they want to do. And that means I think that you should have group loot, I think you should have master loot, and I think you should have personal loot. Because if people want to do personal loot, I think that's their own prerogative. It's better for the game to let people have more options. If the problem with the game is that the moment that people get all the loot, they're going to quit the game, then maybe you should think about why people are quitting the game after they get all the loot. You know what I mean? It's like, if this is what the problem is, then isn't that a problem in itself? It's kind of like what I said with the catalyst converter in the new expansion, like the 9.25 or 9.2 catalyst converter, where you can take a piece of gear and then turn it into tier gear. Well, if you do that, and like, why is this gated at all? Just let people do it. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, just let people do it. It's not hard. It's not a big deal. It's not like this is going to change anybody's life. It's totally fine. So I feel like, again, stop balancing for poop soccers. Stop designing the game in a way that you feel like if people complete the game, they'll quit the game. That's not true. And I'll give you a good example. We're in it right now. In Wrath of the Lich King, if you go back and you look at my character login screen in Wrath of the Lich King, I had like 8 level 80 characters that I played all the time because it was fun playing the game and I wanted to play the game more, so I got more alts so I could play it in different and new ways. Right now, I've already got my first character up to level 80. He's already completed all the heroics. I've already got almost exalted with a couple of factions. And you know what I'm thinking about? I'm not thinking about how boring this game is and how much I don't like it. I'm excited for the new raid, and I'm looking forward to leveling up my DK so I can do it on my DK as well. That's the mindset that you want players to have. Stop having this mindset of a checklist, and the moment that the checklist is over, people lose interest in the game. Give people the ability to play the game in new ways, and guess what? Alts were the original, like, they were the original time sink, and they were the original way of extending content. Is that after you completed all the content on your main character, you'd play your alt. So I think that if Blizzard makes playing alts and playing other characters better, it will make this whole system 1,000 times better. Yeah, it was the original New Game Plus. Yeah, there you go. I like that. So yes, I am a big advocate for group loot. I I think the truth is that Master Loot is the most fair way that you can do things. Anybody who's in a raiding guild knows this, that there are some people who deserve to get the mount first, like the raid leader, the guild master, people that put together strats, etc., whenever it drops from the last boss, and people that don't. And if you disagree with that and you think that's not true, next time you're at work, go ahead and ask everybody else in your office to write down their salaries, and then write it on a sheet of paper, put it in a hat, and then at the first of every month, you can just draw your salary out of the fucking hat, just willy-nilly. Randomness is not fair. Yes, letting people make decisions for themselves is what's fair. Yeah, so true. It's RNG salaries. It's horseshit. I think that obviously Master Loot is completely fair. It's much more fair. Pixel gear equals a salary. In terms of time invested, yes. I think that there are people that work harder, they put in more important effort, and they should be rewarded differently than people who do not. That's what's fair. It's not equal because fairness is not equality. Fairness is not all the time everybody gets treated the exact same because people aren't the same. So if you treat everybody the same and you give everybody the same chance, sometimes what you end up doing is you end up privileging people that don't deserve it and punishing people that work harder. So no, I don't agree with this. I don't like it. It's antithetical to what makes an organization and a group and a team effort, and I think that's why it's bad. So yes. And someone's in the raid, they should be treated equally? No, they should not. They absolutely should not. Not all people in the raid are created equal, and anybody who's actually raided on a serious level knows that. This is a delusional take from people that have never raided before. Everybody knows that this is not true. It's just the same as in any job it's not true, or anything else it's not true. That's the way it goes. Equity over equality, yes. Let's go back and look at this. While inside Vault of the Incarnates, group loot will be the only method for loot distribution. There was no option to select yourself or your group to return to personal loot. I personally disagree with this, which might sound kind of odd because I just said how much I like group loot and master loot, but the reason why I disagree with it is I think that personal loot is a good option for many guilds because it just keeps things clean and it gives people the option to decide and do what they want to do. I think that if a lot of people do like personal loot, and because they like personal loot, I think that's a good thing. They should be able to use it, etc. And yeah, the fact the game's treated like a job and not a game, it's not about it being a job. Like, I don't think that you understand it to the extent that you put effort into something, that effort that you put into that something needs to be proportional to the effort that you get out of it, the reward that you get out of it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're completely missing the point. It has nothing to do with it being a job. It's just a comparison. I personally prefer group loot than play with people that have group loot. But I do think that they should have personal loot available for the new raid. It just should not be the only option. That's what I think is making sense. Some items like profession reagents may still use personal loot where appropriate. Need and greed UI will return, and we'll be monitoring feedback to make the rules around how and when players can roll on items to be as intuitive as possible. What is group loot? Group loot's the item. Yeah. We've seen that. The latter. Previously, let's go ahead and read what the context is behind this and why they're doing this. Let's see here. Very bullish on the changes. Group loot, coordinate groups to allocate groups as they see fit. Yeah, of course. The latter. Previously, the best way to target a specific piece of loot was to stack as many armor types and weapon types as possible to increase chances of that dropping. Now, even if you're the only rogue or demon hunter in a group, you have the same chance as everyone else of seeing an upgrade. While this does mean that it's possible for a bow to drop through a group without a hunter, the belief is that this rewards groups for playing with a diverse set of classes as well as normalizing factor above. I don't know why can't we just have personal loot and master loot? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, why can't we just have, like, personal... Oh, wow, like, somebody did, like, a fucking, a funnel raid, and they got a bunch of, plate gear. It's some, like, world first raid, or I do this on one of my alts. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, who cares? How is this affecting the game? It's like, the thing is, personal loot is really good for a lot of groups. Because a lot of pugs, the truth is that a lot of pugs don't have the social dynamics of a raid. They don't have it. They're not a raiding guild with all these social dynamics. It's just a bunch of clowns that got together that want to do a dungeon or want to do a raid. So why is it that, you know, you can't just give them personal loot? Yeah, this is going to be good. I don't understand why we have to choose. There's no reason to have to choose. And I don't think that this is a 0.00001% occurrence. Nobody is doing this. Real people, normal people are not going in there with 18 demon hunters into a raid to funnel gear. There's like me doing it, Max doing it, maybe Tim does it if he comes back and plays the game again. There's like half a dozen streamers that do it, and maybe 2 or 3 guilds that do this. And the entire fucking game is being re-originated because of this problem. Now, why is it not possible that personal loot can't just cap out the amount of classes that something has, and then after that it allocates the gear to other people of different classes? I don't know. Why is this even a problem to begin with that you need to even design a solution for? Why can't you just let people do what they want? If they want to cheese the game and get a little bit farther ahead faster, these are not going to be the people that quit. Bro, if you're making groups with 18 demon hunters to do a raid, you're not about to quit this game. You play this game 12 hours a fucking day. It's nuts. I can't believe it. Would Masterwood coming back to retail cause GDKPs to come to retail? It would be hard to do that because of cross-realm. But theoretically, yes. Faster, it means they'll get their stuff faster, which means they're going to unsub, which is revenue loss. And that's what I disagree with. I think that's totally wrong. I think that once somebody gets their gear, and it was a fun process of getting their gear, they're going to want to do it again on another character. Because that's what happened back in Wrath. That's what happened back in Legion. That's what happened back in Cataclysm. It happened all the time. So I don't think that's true at all. I think that, yeah, you quit every time you get looted. I do. Yes, I fucking do. I absolutely do. And I go do other stuff. Whenever I finally got my last piece of gear in Dragon Soul, I said, I'll see you next expansion, guys. But I'm the asshole. You have to think about it, right? I was a top parsing Fury Warrior. I was one of the officers in the guild. I raid led many of the fights that we did. And we got great kills on them, like very early on. You can check the achievement dates. And even then, top DPS in the raid, one of the officers, raid leader. People were very happy whenever I left. I am not the norm, okay? I was an obnoxious fucking asshole. People were always pissed off about me. And I was a loot whore the whole time. And as soon as I got it, people were glad because then they wouldn't have to deal with me anymore. Right? That's what it was. What's the point of getting gear if you, what do you call it? If you get it and have nothing to do with it? Well, there's a lot of things that you can do with gear. I mean, you can do the raids, you can parse, you can, like, just fucking kill stuff faster in the world. Like, I don't know. If you feel like there's no point of getting better gear, then maybe you shouldn't be playing an MMO. I feel like you're kind of, like, disconnected from, like, what the reward structure of the game is. Yeah, I mean, you should only have a loot pool, look what classes are in the raid, and still not factor the quantity of classes. Yeah, I think that would be a good factor, too. Yeah, you could have it, like, identify, like, oh, there's no hunters, so it can't drop a bow or something like that. Yeah, I think personal loot is totally fine. I hope Blizzard goes and they allow us to do both. Personal loot if we want to do personal loot, group loot if you want to do group loot. Why make players choose? Why make people decide? I don't think that it adds any positive. Remove item level restrictions for loot trading. Exactly, yes, I think they should remove all restrictions for loot trading. I think these are, again, I think that all of the restrictions and rules that Blizzard creates for, like, trading and, like, you know, dealing with gear and items and rewards, I think all of that is unnecessary. It's completely fucking unnecessary. It's complicated for casual players. It makes normal raiding groups more complex for no reason. It adds no value. So yes, they did. I know, I've seen that, and I'm glad. I just hope that personal loot is available for this raid as well. And yes, I am a big advocate for group loot. However, I would love to see this. Let's read some of the comments here and see what people have to say. And I'm really angry. Same says Slootback. Blizzard dev taking notes. People seem to like being able to ignore item level for trading, dropping things for classes in the raid not popular. Ted's fucking pissed. Yeah, I mean, for the raid test tomorrow, personal loot will be a thing on release. Wait, what? What's he talking about? It's only in the, Yeah, I'm confused. Why is this person saying that? While in a raid, all item level restrictions placed on trading between members of the group are removed entirely. Okay, that's good. Small item level increases, they're up to you. Yeah, sure. Item level trading, there exists a third item level tier at which items may drop up to 2. Intermediate tier that exists for bosses. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so they're adding in different tiers of item level gear. That way, whenever you progress through the raid, you feel like you're getting, you know, like just certifiably stronger and better gear. Unique drops, experimenting with number of bosses that possess one item that intentionally drops at a higher level. Oh, I see. Usually, a higher item level. To be clear, this isn't Titan Forging. It will be the same item every time, and it will be slightly rarer to compensate. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what they're saying. So it's like having like some special item. Sure. Let's see here. A primer ahead of the raid testing tomorrow to provide context for these sort of changes. Well, they're providing context for the changes, but they're not saying that the changes are exclusive to the beta. So that's an unclear statement. Now, I think that this is... The way that I would read this is not changes and experiments to raid rewards in Dragonfight Season 1 beta. It's Dragonfight Season 1. This seems to be like the projection for what's going to happen in the real raid. Now, unique drops, I actually am a big advocate for having certain items drop that are really powerful. And I'll go through and we'll look at a few of them in a second here, okay? These can be unique appearances, items with special bonus effects, or a powerful trinket that people may seek after. I think that it's good to have those big dick items, right? We're talking about something like Onslaught Girdle. We're talking about something like a Ring of Spell Power. That was insanely good. The Talisman of Ephemeral Power. And these are just from what do you call it? Classic WoW. And then you go obviously into BC, you're talking about Dragon Spine Trophy. So we have had these things in game, but they have just been really, really good. So if they have an increased item level on top of them, they're effectively trying to create new Dragon Spine Trophies and create new items like that. I don't think that's a bad thing. Or like, let's say, I think this belt off Lady Vosh is fucking ridiculous, isn't it? So stuff like that I think is totally fine. I like the unique stuff. Yeah, it's okay as long as you don't have to like refarm the same items over and over and over, or it's not some super low drop chance that makes it unfun. And then you even have obviously the Warglaives. I think that dropping legendary items with a lower drop chance is totally fucking fine. Like the Sylvanas bow, I don't know exactly how the Sylvanas bow was done because I don't play a hunter, but all I'm saying is that having a Warglaive drop was really cool back then, and it was cool a couple of weeks ago whenever we had it happen too. So I don't think this is bad at all. So let's see, even like I would even be okay if there were like certain like legendary versions of gear, right? Like for example, like let's say you could get the Crown of Anasirian, but it's a legendary and it has like another stat on it too. And it's like a very rare drop or something like that. I think that might be cool. I'm not entirely sure about that though. But let's just stick back to the Dragonflight or the Dragon Spine trophies and stuff like that. I think that's a great thing. So this is what they're trying to do with it. What we're trying to do with here is retain some excitement from early bosses that groups typically master very quickly and no longer become challenging by spicing up their loot tables. That's a good idea. I think that's smart. Give more long-term goals for difficult encounters. It depends on how long-term the long-term goals are. Like, for example, I think a really good example of this is Tusk of Amaroth. So, Tusk of Amaroth were like the... So, there was I think that there were the Spalders of the Fallen War Chief. I think that's what it was called, with Garrosh. And Garrosh would drop 2 pairs of shoulders. And both pairs of shoulders were best in slot. So... Even the Spalders of the Fallen War Chief were best in slot, but the Tusks of Amaroth were just like Omega best in slot. They were even better. So I feel like the Tusks of Amaroth drop rate was too low. It was just way, way, way too low. And I think that a person who's playing through the raid throughout the entire tier should be able to expect to get all of these items within the tier. I don't think that there's a lot of value in making something so rare that you have to come back even after the tier is over, even as you played through the whole tier, and then do it again over and over and over. It still is too low. Yeah, but now it's a cosmetic item, so it's not, it's a different thing. Yeah, I don't think old legendaries, I mean, like, I feel like old legendaries followed that paradigm pretty well. I think that every single guild, pretty much in Burning Crusade, had at least 2 people, at least 1 person, equipped with both Warglaves. And they had multiple Warglaves drop throughout Tier 6. I think that in Naxxramas, let's say in Classic WoW, multiple people got Atiesh. In Molten Core Phase 1, I think that in many cases, almost every single guild that I knew had at least 1 or 2 Legendaries or Thunder Furies. Yeah, people lose interest in doing it if it's too low. Exactly. Bro, we got 0 drops for the whole expansion for Glaives. Yes, obviously, whenever you introduce a drop rate that is low, there will be a probability that some people will not get it at all. However, I think that is not the norm. I think that the majority of guilds, if you go through and you look at the majority of guilds, many of them, especially in Classic WoW, had somebody with Thunder Fury by the time BWL came out. Like, that's just, that's the way it is. 10% drop rent? Yeah, make it like, yeah, no less than 5%. I think this is something that is good based off of the frequency, and it's not like objectively good or bad until you actually apply a legitimate real number to it. So let's see here. I can't wait for Legion Classic. Yeah, sure. Let's see here. And we added many strong effects to weapons in Shadowlands. It wasn't easily communicated how good an effect usually was. Essence of the Night, Savant Stagger's crew much stronger than our item level indicated. Yes, and I think Jythus is a great example of this, and so is the Jailer's Mace. And I do think that having items like that is good. Like, I think the best parallel is clearly Dragon Soul, where you had, like, Girth Talak, and you had Rakthrak the Poison Mind, the Dragon Wrath, the Legendary Staff. You had many different items, whether it was Jythus. Jythus is it's a 2-handed sword that you're able to have the sword eat other swords. Like, you can basically use the other swords as consumables for Jythus, and it will make it more powerful. And if you have it at max level, it's an extremely powerful 2-handed sword to drop from Kel'Thuzad and Sanctum of Domination in Shadowlands. Very, very good item. So that kind of stuff is really cool, and I think it improves the game. For the moment, it's intended that not all 8 bosses possess one, but it's something that could change in the current future. Yes, a special pair of rings from Diog and Diurna, an Omni Trinket from the Primal Council that gets stronger with more copies, a special bow with the Storm Incarnate herself, Razagath. I think that, I mean, we already kind of had a pair of special rings. This is something they tried in Legion. You know, we had something like the Court of Stars auto attack ring, and we also had the set bonus items that we would get in Arcway and Court of Stars. I think those are kind of cool, and they make the game a little bit more interesting. As long as they're not, like, super mandatory. Mechagon rings, yeah, stuff like that, that's fine. Omni Trinket, as long as the stuff is not overpowered. Like, the first time I saw this, I thought Arcano Crystal, you know? And so I wouldn't want to see that, but other stuff is totally fine. Bind on equip items, so let's look at this. That ends the list of things that are being implemented in tuning for trinkets and stuff. That said, we'd like to share some plans that aren't yet implemented. We're very interested in trying this out for a future beta build and getting your feedback on how it feels. Regular non-boss enemies within raids will no longer have a chance to drop bind on equip epic items. Okay. Instead, lieutenant enemies, namely mini-bosses throughout the raid, will have chances to drop them instead. This would work like the LTs do in current WoW, where you're only eligible to receive loot from them once per week per difficulty. Okay, so they're getting rid of BOE farming runs, basically, because you can only get... So you're going to have, like, a mini lockout on killing the lieutenants as well. So this is something that they kind of did back in ICC. So, like, remember back in ICC where you would have the quest line that you could do every week, that you had to kill, like, a certain NPC in ICC, and you could open up a bag, and it would potentially give you, like, the necklace. I remember I got the neck one time. It was great. And so they've tried this before. BOEs are going to be super expensive. Probably more expensive, yes. BOEs will become scaled with group size. Well, it depends on how often they drop, too. With scaled with group size like regular bosses do, this would guarantee a set number of BOEs each raid group. Oh, wow. Lastly, we're placing more important items into the BOE pool. This could be anything from weapons to higher item level to make them worthwhile to raiders. Okay, so what they're saying is that we need to, like, they need to sell more WoW tokens. Yeah, we've got to sell more WoW tokens. We've got to get more people using that token system. Get that money in the system. Oh yeah, let's get it going. Trash will be even more boring now. Bad change in my opinion. Should make trash drop cool recipes. I think that, yeah, I mean, you're kind of right. If trash can't drop anything, then why is it there? Why not just have the lieutenants and maybe a handful of other mobs? I think that, like, trash in a raid can make the raid feel like it's more of an actual raid. Like, I'm not saying I want it to be exactly like Final Fantasy, where you just get teleported from boss, right? But, like, to go to, like, I think it's, like, Gascoigne, or I forgot what his fucking name is, in the fucking, what's it called? In Sepulchre, you have to clear trash for, like, 10 minutes. Like, 15 minutes. This is a lot of fucking time. It's a lot of fucking time just spending on clearing trash. Totally unnecessary. Other examples of trash being completely unnecessarily long is, you know, Sunwell Plateau going up to Kalagos. Completely unnecessary, totally unreasonable. Going to Terran Gorefiend. Completely unnecessary, totally unreasonable. Going from Twin Emperors, yeah, you guys know it. Twin Emperors to fucking Cthulhu, or Buru. Also, completely unnecessary, way too long. So yes, I think that they should just get rid of this stuff, make trash a few different polls, maybe a handful. You know which dungeon, which raid really did trash well? Emerald Nightmare. Emerald Nightmare was so fucking easy with trash. You had like 5 or 6 polls, and then you cleared up, you got to the boss, and then you were fine. I think that Emerald Nightmare is probably the middle ground that I hope Blizzard tries to reach with trash packs. Terrace of the Endless Spring? Yeah, very, very minimal trash. Mount Hyjal? No. No. Ban that guy. The idea with trash at one point teach you a little bit about the abilities you'll encounter and the bosses? Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, for sure. I remember Nighthold and I cry. Yeah, Nighthold trash farming was really bad sometimes too. But it's like, I think if they want to do this and keep a lot of trash in the instance, they have to have it to where the lieutenant enemies have a much higher drop chance, but it can still drop from other mobs as well. So it's not like you're just completely wasting your time. The goal of these changes are to reimagine BOEs by making the raid environment itself sort of a 9th boss with a guaranteed amount of loot to reward progressing deeper through the dungeon. I think this is a good idea. Obviously, efficient full clears without the need to kill every single bat or mossworn off the cliff to get your value. Okay. So yeah, I kind of like this because I don't think, again, what Blizzard should do is make every dungeon like Trial of the Crusader or like a Final Fantasy dungeon. However, I do think that the amount of trash in the dungeons, or the raids, should be reduced by about 80%. I'm not kidding. Like, 80%. Especially, like, I'm thinking of Sepulchre. It's ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Massive waste of time. Please don't fucking do this. Like, yeah, trash shouldn't respawn. I don't think it does anymore. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So yeah, Castle Nathria had good trash mobs. Maybe Castle Nathria I think maybe had a little bit too much, especially like, you know, going from, you know, Shriekwing, was it Shriekwing? I don't remember which one. Going from wherever to get to like Artificier or to like Sun King. Like that took kind of too long, I would say, because you have to go through like that long corridor that goes to the left, and then you have to go up the stairs and then to the packs over there. It's way too fucking much time. The thing is also, you have to keep in mind that whenever you add something like that into the game, you waste casual players' time. You take somebody who has 2 hours to play, and then you subtract 30 minutes from that time that they have to play. And I think that's horrible. Because there's a lot of people that don't have a lot of time to play the game. They don't want to have, like, if you made a pie graph, for example, and I've done this before. If you made a pie graph for how much time people are spending actually doing the bosses in WoW, I think that for many casual groups, this is where it's at. You're not even spending half your time, sometimes even a quarter of your time doing the bosses. This is ridiculous. So no wonder nobody has time to raid, because the amount that you can get done in Lost Ark or Final Fantasy is like 4x, because you're not spending time doing all these logistical problems, like these logistical design problems, like, oh, well, now we have to summon the person, now we have to run back, now we have to rebuff, now we have to repair, now we have to do X and Y thing. There's just so many things and barriers that they put in the way for you to just be able to do the raid. It's off-putting, I think, for a lot of people. Trash should be hard? Why? Why should trash be hard? Why? Why? It's a fucking joke. Yeah, it's a fucking joke. You stupid? Like, no, why should it be hard? Yeah, why? Like, think about trash should be hard. Well, then why are you calling it trash? Yeah, think about that. Maybe checkpoints before bosses. Things that I want. Okay, let's do this. Notepad. Things that I want for raids to be better, in my opinion, in Dragonflight and onward. Okay, number one, respawn right in front of the boss after a wipe. Allow groups to begin a fight with 3 battle reses instead of 1 to allow for better and less punishing prog. Let's see, next. Food buff persists through death. Okay, next, let's see. Better, sorry. Okay, I'd say like 50 to 80% reduction in trash in raids in general. Just overall. Okay, let's see. Oh, summoning stone at each boss, or give more classes the ability to summon. Okay, let's see, what else? Bonus rolls? I don't really care about bonus rolls. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, these are the things that, like, these are like logistical challenges that I think are unnecessary for the game, that make the game worse. Not having to, not respawning in front of the boss and having to run back to the boss is a tremendous waste of time. Literal dog shit. It just wastes players' time for no reason. Allowing groups to begin a fight with 3 battle reses makes it to where this is the way it used to be, to where you can actually progress through a fight, and having 2 people die at the beginning of the fight isn't as soul-crushing as it is now. It makes it to where the game is just not as fun to progress through, and it's more frustrating than fun. I think giving people more battle reses and the ability to battle res is just in general better, especially with the increasing difficulty of the fights. Food buff persisting through death. Final Fantasy has this. It didn't break the game. I promise it won't break WoW either. 50 to 80% reduction in trash in raids overall. I think, again, trash just wastes players' time. And, again, it's like all of these time dilation mechanisms that the raids have that make the game worse. And let's see here, Summoning Stone. Oh, right, yeah. You should never have to wait for somebody to run all the way over to an instance to start your group. It is a tremendous waste of time. It just wastes everybody's time that was there, and I don't think it adds any value at all to the game. Yeah, it adds no value to the game. It just wastes time. Just have warlocks? Well, what if you don't? What if your warlock isn't there? What if your warlock disconnects? Now you're just out 10 minutes because of a logistical challenge that's programmed into the game for no reason. That's not fun for anybody. Yeah, reset CDs on wipe. Yeah, I think most of them should be. Less wipe mechanics because one person fucking up. No, that's more design. Yes, I'll put this. Less pass, fail mechanics constantly that can wipe group if one person fails. Yeah, I think that, again, Final Fantasy and Lost Ark can do stuff like this because they're dealing with 8 people raids. Like, there's 8 people in Final Fantasy and Lost Ark raids. In WoW, there's 20. So, pass-fail mechanics like this are, like, over twice as fucking annoying. These changes should only be up to Heroic, by the way, not for Mythic. Why would you not be able to respawn in front of the boss in Mythic? "24-man in Final Fantasy XIV, hello? 24-mans are raid finders. Like, I did the 24-mans, they're a joke. Like, yeah, they're not, those are not designed to be challenging. They're designed to be catch-up mechanics. Like Crystal Towers, yeah. I mean, they're not designed to be hard anyway. Feels like people want to make the raid too easy with these. So you think the raid would be if you think, okay, so let's use your logic. So if part of the challenge of the raid and the difficulty of the raid is just being able to run back to the boss, why the fuck is the raid hard in the first place? I want the boss to be hard. I want the boss to be challenging. Like, this is adding convenience to the game. If the game is designed to be inconvenient and making the game more convenient makes it easier, that's a good thing. Yeah, wasting, like, I don't want to wait. People, I don't want to waste my fucking time playing this game. I want to be able to play the game, get rewards out of it, and be able to move on. And there's a lot of people that feel the same way that I do. How are you saying you want the boss to be harder, but then write the most recent point? Because because there's not one way to make a boss harder. Yes, that's why. Yeah, you don't have to do that. It's just, how can you be so dumb? So let me explain this. Basically, having mechanics that one person can fail and wipe the entire raid is not the only way that you can make a boss fight harder. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's not the only way. There are many boss fights that do not work that way at all. What are the other ways? You add higher damage checks, you add different mechanics that people need to do, and you also add, like, there's a certain amount of, like, gray area between it. So, like, if one person makes a mistake on a fight like Star Augur or Sludge Fist, it's just an immediate wipe. On Mythic Sludge Fist, if you miss one of the soaks, it's an immediate wipe, and there's no recovery from it. I think that's bad. However, you can have other things like in Blood Council, for example. If you don't jump, it kills your character. I think that's fine. I think that the moment that you take personal mistakes that a player makes, and then you apply them to the entire raid, and then you have those personal mistakes being applied to the entire raid, have a check system every 30 seconds, you have new random people that need to do this, it becomes exhausting and unfun to do. And it becomes a sigh of relief whenever the boss is dead, and not a cry of victory. You're just like, thank God the dumbest person in my raid finally didn't get the mechanic too many times. It's not enjoyable. Instead of wiping in a raid, that should make a player ineligible for loot. Yeah, that'd be good. I like that. I fully agree. Yeah, game sets running back and forth work is zero payoff. Quality of life will bring the game people back. Yeah, exactly. Like, the fact is that the other games like Lost Ark, Final Fantasy, etc., these games have solved these problems that WoW still has. And I think that's why they're successful. It's one of the big reasons. Lich King Defile ability is a good way of punishing the raid if a person targeted fails. Yeah, I think that that's okay too. Yeah, and also there weren't really that many Defiles. Like, the thing is, if you compare, like, Defile, which is effectively, like, 1 or 2 people that have to move out for that, or maybe, like, 5, I don't know, like, it's, I guess, like, yeah, it's not just the person with Defile, but you kind of know whenever it's going to happen and you can move away from it. I would say Defile is a lot fucking easier than Star Augur, or soaking the circles with Sludge Fist. I'll say that for sure. We want 10-man raids back? I think that they should just make the 20-man raids good, and then they can think about 10-man raids. Do that. People say it's a good thing for FromSoft games. They say it's bad for WoW. Make it make sense. These changes would be good. FromSoft games are single player. You can't apply the rules that a single player game has to a multiplayer game. It's two completely different paradigms. Dude, this is an MMORPG. Half the game is exploring, running around, doing stuff in the world, not arcade play. Play other games, maybe. Don't know a staple of MMORPG is the role-playing element? Well, so why is it a staple of role-playing element, but the role-playing element is stronger in Final Fantasy that doesn't have these things? How does that make any sense? You're just wrong. Like, it's a terrible argument. You didn't even think about what you're saying. Yeah. This is a bad take through and through. No, it's not. This is a good take, and better games are improving this. WoW is holding back on this, and it's making the game worse. Yeah, I agree with everything, but the less insta-wipe mechanics, I don't agree with the logic. Really? I'm gonna be honest. I just don't find these fun. Like, I don't find the insta-wipe mechanics fun. Like, fuck design and everything like that. Like, I just don't like doing them. Am I the only person? Does anybody else feel the same way? Yeah, I mean, like, I don't care about, like, the design or whatever. Yeah, they're just not fun to do. I mean, maybe you can say I'm wrong for not having fun, but I'm still not having fun. It's subjective? Yeah, of course it's subjective. But I'm saying that it's subjective in one direction, I would say in many regards. Should be a cumulative effort. Yeah, I think so too. I feel the same way. Bosses are as hard as the dumbest person wanting to fight. Yeah, it's not enjoyable for me to do. Trash and corpse runs comes from 20-year-old MMOs that didn't have instancing in 1 guild per week with a raid kill. Yeah, exactly. I feel like most of the time, it's more fun to put it on the life of player, one hand's on the raid, and not the other way around. It's more fun. Oh, everybody in the raid has to save the player, like the Valkyrie and Lich King. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's cool. White mechanics are just unfun because WoW has too many people in the raids. Yeah. I think that you can have these white mechanics that whenever you have like 10 people or 5 people in a group, but having it to where it's 20 people in a group and there's multiple people that have to do it regularly, that's whenever it's not fun. I enjoy them because it shows who's actually paying attention to the fight and who's AFK or just pressing buttons. Well, what's enjoyable about that? Like, who cares? Like, I'm not enjoying that anymore. Like, why would I be enjoying the game now that I can tell that somebody was not paying attention for a few seconds? Yeah, it's just not fun. I don't know how many different ways I can say this. All I'm saying is that WoW raiding has so many fundamental problems with it, and I think that Final Fantasy and Lost Ark have solved many of those problems, and the raiding experience in those games is vastly superior to WoW. I think that WoW does still have a few positives that the other games don't have, but overall, those other games have a better raiding experience. It's more fun, it's less painful, it's less punishing, it's more rewarding. And I think the Dragonflight should look at trying to implement these things to make the game better. So yes, that's ultimately the way that I feel. Let's see here. Why not personal loot with restrictions removed? Forced group loot kind of sucks. Agree with this. Why is personal loot being removed? Yeah, why? Like, why is this happening? It makes no sense. Why are we going back to group loot? So this we can have ninja looting back, or just so items with no one in the raid can use? I don't think ninja looting is probably going to happen as much as people think it is. It's just not really that big of a deal. It was not even common back in the day. Let's see here. And also, I think, is this version of group loot used to tech a personal loot where if nobody wears male armor? Yeah, that's probably a good idea too. Y'all really overhauled the new Master Loot system. This is the Master Val. I don't think that there's anything wrong with the old Master Loot system. I think the old Master Loot system's totally fine. Items drop and you decide who gets the items. Seems pretty simple to me. Alright, I'll reserve judgment. These items changed to the vacuum, not good for Mythic Plus players that don't want to ever clear a Mythic raid every week for reasonable competitive gear. Yeah, I think giving Mythic Plus players another way to get gear is a good idea. I feel like Mythic Plus, like gearing in Mythic Plus is very shitty. I don't know what they can do to improve it, but they need to do something because I just don't think it's not enjoyable to do at all. Like maybe I don't know, like if you cleared a plus 20, you could get like one item per week that increase the item level of like a Mythic Plus item to like Mythic Raid or something. I don't know. I just feel like Blizzard again, like they need to stop designing the game around people that play it professionally. Like if somebody is playing the game 10 hours a day, don't worry about them. They're gonna get your gear no matter what. Stop making the game around throttling those people. Is the removal of personal loot just in beta, or is it permanent? Seems odd to remove a method the majority of players like. I don't really, there's no evidence of this. Prefer just adding an option for group loot and top level guilds want. Getting rid of item restriction for trading loot is excellent. Yeah, I think that's true too. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to never looting anything from the raid as a healer again. I don't know why that would happen. Won't bring back master loot, but does group loot, then forces everyone to use it. It's a big what the fuck. Yeah. I just don't think these things are important. Yeah, I just straight up don't think that Blizzard's goals are reflective of what the player base finds to be important. And I believe this is going to have the intended effect on raid groups that you guys would like. Having a diverse raid group is always nice. This essentially punishes smaller raid groups or close-knit groups that don't have one of every class. That's very true. Killing a boss and not having a hunter there and seeing a bow drop is going to do nothing but make the whole raid feel bad to see their hard work wasted with dead loot drop that nobody can use. Until they clarify that they have no intention of making this the default on live, we will continue to provide feedback. That's a bad idea. Yeah, I think it's a bad idea. I think that it's bad to require it. I think personal loot is good. I don't think personal loot should be required. I think group loot and master loot is good. I don't think group loot and master loot should be required. It's just that simple. That's the way I feel about it. People don't know what group loot means in Dragonflight. It's personal loot with the option to trade it freely. Well, then why? Well, I mean, I don't. How do you? I mean, all these people are wrong. All these like world first raiders are wrong. Like, I don't think that's true. Were you talking to Ian about this? Yeah, they said that they were going to try to bring it back. Master Loot's just code for guild lore exploitation? No, it's not. It's code for you probably not getting gear because you suck, and then you blame it on the guild master being corrupt, but it's actually because you're bad, and you didn't deserve the gear in the first place. That's what it is every time. We need to do heroics. Where's McConnell? When's McConnell 80 now? Still 79. How far from 80? We have to do heroics later on tonight. That's fine. He's... Okay, so he's still gonna be, it's gonna be a while till he's level 80. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna be, okay. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, we'll be doing heroics tonight. I don't want to do the heroics without McConnell. His gear's fun. Yeah. Let me go back over and I'll look at a few more stuff. Master Loot incentive policies. Master Loot incentivizes guild politics in politics into guild relationships, and it sucks. Then join a better guild that doesn't happen in. Like, I don't understand how, like, these people that are, like, socially inept and have, like, no concept of effort-based rewards don't just join another guild. Like, why is this so hard for you to do? Why can't you just join another guild if you feel like the guild that you're in is not fairly distributing loot? Yeah, it's like there should be options. Like, this is what I've always said, right? is that there should be options to do personal loot, and there should be options to do group loot and master loot. And if you don't like the way that group loot is going, or master loot is going, you don't like that system, you should be able to join a guild that does personal loot. It's that simple. Crybabies, I swear. Yeah, there are people that want the entire game to change around their own fucking social inabilities. It's very annoying. Okay, so I guess I should try to do... Apparently there's like more Kirin Tor quests. Like, I would really like to get this... Let me actually go check one thing. I would kind of like to level my DK, but I don't want to level my DK.
What brings you?
Saganosa, okay. Because it will require me to do multiple... I guess I could just do quests until I get more emblems. I think that seems like the best idea. Yeah, I'll do that, and then after I get enough of the quests done, then I'll be able to level up the DK and get him ready. Quest log is full? Yeah, I know. Wait, oh, that's gonna make this harder. Okay, let me abandon this. And then I'll abandon this. Brand's Trail, I don't think I need that. Loyal Companions. I don't think I need this either. And I'm gonna do these dungeons, this achievement, whatever it is. I'd like to kind of go do Nexus now, but I'm just not gonna deal with it. Okay, here we go. Just system in general makes people behave in a way that's not fun in a video game. Stop disrespecting me for having another opinion. It's just express mine. Doesn't mean me socially inept or egocentric. It clearly does. You're completely egocentric by saying that the entire game has to change and remove options for other players because you're unable to join a group of like-minded people. You're being completely unreasonable. I said the option should be available for both groups. You say that the option shouldn't be available because you don't like it. Because you feel like it's something that you don't think should be in a video game. Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to think how this works. More options better? Yeah, it's just crazy to me. Ice Crown, where do I... Oh, here we go. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I have to go do this. Let's go. While players are mega entitled. Yeah, all video game players are. It's just the way it goes. What do you say to like-minded people who want to be part of a groups but not start them? Then you can, but just don't be surprised whenever you can't get a group for something that you don't like. I think that there are a lot of things that, like, you should not have to do something if you don't want to do it, but you also should not go around and talk about how unfair it is that... can I kill these guys? I guess I probably should, right? You shouldn't go around and complain about things whenever they are not going your way, even whenever you're not putting in any effort for that to happen. Does that make sense? Did I get more of these? Oh, I just got one? I thought I got like 5. Shit game. Wow, what a shit game. Oh my god, what a shit game. Where's the mobs? Should loot rules not be changeable after the first boss of the lockout? No. Why is that a problem? Just let people change it if they want to change it. You could have pugged the first half and do the second half with the guild. Why is this? Why is this necessary restriction? Is this restriction improve the game? I think the answer to that is no, it does not. You thought. Yeah, it's just a problem because of ninjas like you. Well, the thing is, like, why would you join a group that has Master Looter? Like, I don't understand. Like, if you're worried about ninjas, why would you join a group with Master Looter? I don't... It's like you're sticking a fork in a light socket. People are so cooked, holy shit. They're fucking stupid, man. It's pathetic. Wow, brain rot. Yeah, it's just like, it's like, well, what if I want to do something that's bad for me? And then, well, what if whenever I do something that I don't like, I don't like it? What, I mean, what happens if I don't like something that I don't like? Just play with people that you fucking agree with how they do things. Like, how is this so hard? Yeah, it's just Karen mentality. Like, I don't like something, so like it has to be fucking programmed in or out of the game. Holy fuck. There are times that they need to do that in some circumstances, but they're very, very small, very few and far between. I deliberately entered a thread. Yeah, the guy, yeah. I deliberately entered a thread about things that I do not like, and now I'm angry. How could this happen to me? Yeah, how... Bro, I deliberately joined the group with Master Loot, and they're Master Looting things. This is... I can't believe this. I can't... That's just... Blizzard needs to do something about this right now. Oh my god. Okay. Let's try and do this again. As was Master Looting, because the most popular streamer can do it. It's fun to stop watching. Well, I mean, like, whenever I was in a guild, I think that if I went through and I explained how actually doing Loot Council works, it makes perfect sense. Like, Loot Council is not some, like, thing where... Like, every time, one of my favorite things to do is every time I see somebody talk about how Loot Council is only just, like, the GM and his friends get, like, the rewards, I love looking at their armory and seeing the last time that they raided seriously was in Nax 10-man in Wrath of the Lich King. And this is the person that's trying to bring out their opinion as, you know, oh, this is the way that the game is working now. Loot Council are for nepotism in 90% of guilds. Well, then just don't join a guild with Loot Council. Like, if like, you're wrong, but let's assume that you're not wrong, because it doesn't really matter if you're wrong or not. Just join another guild. It's complete bullshit. Of course it is. I just made it up. And if they feel that way, why would they raid? Well, you can raid with a group with personal loot, which is what I said they should do. I do think personal loot is important to have. And I am an advocate of having personal loot available in the game. I don't think that it should be mandatory, and I don't think that Master Loot should be mandatory either. It should be a decision made by the people in the group, and they should be able to decide what they want to do with their time and their loot that they get from the game. It's that simple. Oh, oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll go get that done. Oh, these things are dead? Fuck. Let's go over here, fuck. More options are good. Yes, imagine that. What if in a raid with personal loot, then it was changed to group loot because someone wants to grab everything, then entitled to a boss? Well, then leave. then leave the group. Everybody else can just leave the group and then reform around that person. Can't you just do that? So like, let's say you have 15 people in a raid and the main tank turns it onto Master Loot and everyone's like, what are you doing? We don't want this on Master Loot. And then he's like, too bad, it's going to be on Master Loot. And then why can't everybody else just leave the group and reform around him? There's an in-game solution for that. They're locked? No, they're not. No, they're not. You just have to re-clear the trash. That's not true. Yes, if it's mythic. Well, they should change that then. I think mythic raid lockouts working that way is stupid. It's funny to watch people poke holes in your opinion, try and argue their points in a video game. Well, it's funny to see people argue it whenever they have like just these like fucking zero head opinions. Like, it's people that are arguing something that like like the way that the argument is structured means that they don't know how the game's played. They don't know how the game works. But the grade lockouts only work if you kill a boss. Zero head arguments in chat. Well, the person said like whenever you're halfway through the raid. People are Brian dead? Yeah. Arguing if people don't know how the game works, might as well be arguing with a 16-year-old girl. I mean, that's true. Yep, that's true. I think they should just make the options available for everybody. People that have complaints or problems with it are stupid. I mean, like, yeah, why even spend time talking about it any further than that? Okay. Give me one sec. All right, we're good.